school, might have the toughest job, she is really the one that keeps us all in line, especially the 3 guys I mentioned before. I think of Linda as a nice word. She has to be the bad guy once in a while, but it does it as nicely as it can be done. Our year was fortunate enough to have her teach us a class. Her interest in acupuncture world is in psychology and addictions. Norman, who is not here tonight, was our Western medicine instructor, a medical doctor in China as well as in Canada. He gets a challenge of trying to teach us the Coles Notes version of what Western medical doctors do, how they prescribe, evaluate, and treat ailments of the body. We are not the easiest audience for him, but we do respect all his knowledge and understanding in his field. He is the sweetest person, and it is impossible to get mad at him or upset at him. Norman is known to go through a 3-hour class with great detail, and then in closing, at the end of the class, he will always say, "Now, I would like to summarize." Sean, where's Sean here? There you are. Sean is our head clinical supervisor in the clinic. He is part of the first graduating class in China from TCM when it became a program in the schools. His knowledge in herbal medicine is extensive and can recite every formula ingredient list back to you, even in a Chinese jingle. Sean wins the award of being the most involved supervisor with the interns. He always comes into the room with us to review the diagnosis, discuss acupuncture points, and provide both ourselves and the patient with what formula would be the best to help the person. He can come off at times as being a little short with the patients, and that is because he cares very much about the person's health and really can't understand why you wouldn't take the recommended formula, for he knows patients will have their complaints resolved. Our clinic closes at 5 o'clock. When 4 o'clock rolls around, we know that if Sean is supervising, the patient needs to be on time with needles in at 4:15. His strong, loving hand makes me think of him as the Papa Bear in clinic. Yang Yang is our most distinguished staff member in the acupuncture world. She carries a PhD in TCM from China and has her full designation in Canada. She has taken on the role of keeping us all organized in the clinic, the soft-spoken instructor that is excellent in guiding us through our treatment plans. I feel she is able to do this because of her extensive knowledge in the field. There is no wrong way to treat in her eyes. Everyone has something different to offer, and she really nurtures our process of healing. Ghana, the tigress. When traveling in China with her last year, we all discovered her hidden talent of photography. We think of Ghana as the no-worries girl. Everything can be modified and just let go of. Her beautiful smile and open attitude gives the comfort to everyone that whatever you are saying is of high interest to her. However, do not take this as whimsical, for she is very driven and determined. When she puts her mind to it on something, she does it 100%. And Heather, where's Heather? Hi, Heather. Known as the punctual and probably the most strict teacher. I hear her nickname is the Dragon Lady.
She liked that.
She is ensuring that a new level of instruction, prestige, and student responsibility is at the school. She incorporates new teaching methods by bringing in real-life case studies to the classroom. This has given her the name of the show and tell lady as well. Our year did not get to personally experience her instruction and learning her extensive knowledge in 5-element theory and herbs. We looked at what the year below us learned from her and felt that we missed out. At the same time, we were glad we didn't have to study for her exams. Lastly, we have the administration staff. For our years, it was mostly Jira and Manny. Both are very pleasant and easy to ask for a helping hand. Jira is our head administrative girl who wears many hats on her job and somehow keeps it all working together. Manny is the first person for our patients to see and to talk with into our clinic. They come across as being very approachable and happy. Whenever I attempt to speak my cheap Chinese to them, I always get a few giggles out of them. They try to guide me in the right direction, but in the end, we just have a big laugh. That makes up pretty much most of the staff that have nurtured and cared for us over the last 3 to 4 years. When our class started into the program, Benny welcomed us into ACATCM and told us that we were now part of the family. Through the years, we have all gone through a lot of change personally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. We all can probably say we are different people than when we were when we first came. We as a group help support one another, not only through our education, but also through our personal lives. Quite a few of us from our year went to China last year. This trip was a life-changing trip, probably for all of us that went. Not only did we get the experience of how the TCM world is lived on a day-to-day basis and how it is used in very acute hospital settings, but we also saw